The Earnestly Speaking podcast is a show that is founded on free-flowing conversation and may at times venture into mature subjects. Listener discretion is advised.
Yeah, Earnestly Speaking podcast. Let's get it. I'm a giant in New York, in Miami carry heat. So much more in store, my product can flood the street. Opinion Nation Godfather, CEO. Puff in the late 90s, gon' see me blow. Oh, got my hustle on, no imitation of fad. Army of untouchables, Opinion Nation staff. Never an off season, homie, check the numbers. Heartthrob in my own right, supplying southern comfort. Earnestly speaking, my ego is well fed. Earnestly speaking, you're too evil and no threat. See, I'm like a hurricane, you're a mild breeze. Earnestly speaking, leaving Eli a dynasty. Shake!
Earnestly podcast. Recording this. Well, I actually got to microphone first. There we go. Recording this on Wednesday night, February 4th, 2026. Back with us, Boston's own Danny G with us. It's funny. We went, almost 2 years on doing the podcast, and then now I've gotten on the show now at least twice in the last 2 months now.
Yeah, well, that's all right. That's okay. It's not like we didn't talk.
Trying to lock you down, though, for some actual audio experience here. You know what I'm saying? How you doing, Danny?
Yeah. Good. How are you, man?
Well, you look excited there. The little Pats hat on. Your boys in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like we all drew it up in August, right?
Mm-hmm. 100%. This is exactly what we thought was going to happen. Not a chance.
No,
not a chance.
Like if you guys made the playoffs, you'd be like, oh, that's a big deal for you guys. Like
if we, yeah, 100%. I mean, if you told me there were a lot of people that were like, they're going to win 5 games, but I looked at it and I said, I think they got a shot 8, 9, maybe 10, because the schedule was kind of easy, and stuff, but I didn't think they'd even come close to winning 14 games.
Well, of course. I mean, the thing is, Danny, we, on this show, we do a preview and we do over-unders of win totals, Vegas totals. Their number was 8.5 wins just before the season started. Yeah. And I didn't understand that. I never understood why it was so high. Like, okay, look, Vrabel's a massive upgrade. I get that. But 8.5 wins in the AFC is still a lot.
Yeah.
But then people can say the schedule and they're going to be massively improving. Drake Mays. And I believe Drake May. I was a Drake May guy in college. So I knew Drake May was good. But I didn't see the jump like this coming. But hey, we're here.
Me neither. I mean, I was, I didn't. I'll say this flat out. When they drafted Drake May, I didn't think it was a good pick. Not because of the player, because I felt like they needed so much that trading that pick would have been better for them. Now, I was wrong, which is great. I was 100% wrong because it worked out. So, we'll put that on record. But, I'm happy that they drafted him. I think the biggest takeaway for me for this year is actually how important believing in your coaches. And that's what the team did. And I mean, if you go back to the 2020-24 Patriots coaching staff and you go position by position with who's at where, the upgrades, it's not even close. It's like the massive upgrades to that staff was insane. Especially the offensive staff was, you went McDaniels, they brought in Thomas Brown, they got Doug Marrone on the staff in there. They've got, a move that is kind of crazy is Ben McAdoo is actually a defensive assistant. So
wait, my Ben McAdoo?
You're Ben McAdoo.
If you mean Ben McAdoo? I have a bad history with Ben McAdoo in this podcast.
We know you do. We know you do. But
I have rants on here where I cussed him out badly.
Yeah. Fair enough. But he is actually he's a defensive assistant of some sort, and his name doesn't really come up about anything when you listen to the radio and stuff. But to me, I think is what he's doing is he's giving an offensive input on the defense. You know what I mean? He's helping out from a different perspective, and I think that's been good. Vrabel brought his guy Stretch with him from, he was with him in Houston I'm sorry, in Tennessee. I still call
Tennessee.
it the Houston Oilers. Yeah, he was with them there. And then he went to the Rams last year, spent a year with McVay while Vrabel really didn't coach, just kind of, was on staff with the Browns, but didn't really do much. But then he brought him here, and that's Vrabel's guy. That's where he gets his information and his strategies and stuff from. That's his that's his savant. Let's put it that way. And he's just, he's embraced it here, and it worked out. It turned out to be a good move. It turned out to be a very good move.
Right. And don't get me wrong, I was still kind of weird about the whole one and done with Jared Mayo at the time in real time and in the moment. But then when they brought in Vrabel, I was like, okay, that makes sense. Because Vrabel should have been, to be real, Vrabel should have been the guy last year.
Yeah, he should have been. And Kraft was a man of his word. But what I think what happened was, I think Kraft let Mayo pick his staff, and I think he was afraid to hire anybody with significant experience in fear of being undercut. Right. They didn't Josh McDaniels last year because they didn't keep Bill O'Brien on staff because those are two guys that have, been head coaches before. There was nobody that had head coaching experience on. Ben McAdoo came aboard with the Patriots. That's it. And he's
not a threat. He sucks.
Yeah, he was. So I just think Mayo, he just wasn't ready for the job, and I didn't think. I thought he was going to do a good job. I really did. So I was wrong on two things. I thought he'd do.
Oh yeah, you came on the show even praising the guy like hey, this is the right hire. I remember you saying that.
Yep.
By the way, now you bring up Ben McAdoo. And I know it's a sidebar here, but I'm getting fucking PTSD now. Thinking about 2016. Thank you, Danny. Fucker.
Listen, every time I come on this show, I get PTSD from 2007 and 2010 or 11 when, David Tyree caught the pass on his head. So
you're welcome.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. I often say, Eli, Brady was Eli's bitch. Sorry, but it's just the truth. Eli beat him. Eli beat him when it counted.
Should Eli be in the Hall of Fame?
Mm-hmm. 100%. If Kurt Warner's in the Hall of Fame, Eli should be in the Hall of Fame.
Because I see the case for both ways. Like I even said when he retired, like if you don't think he's a Hall of Famer, I'm not going to fight you on that. I think ultimately he has two of the greatest runs in history of football. It's hard to ignore that.
Yeah.
And not just to beat the Patriots, but also just the runs he went on in general. He beat some really good teams, and the Packer teams are really good.
Kurt Warner had 3 good years. He had 3 good years with the Rams. I mean, he was still a good quarterback after that, and then he's in the Hall of Fame. Eli played longer than he did. Eli won more Super Bowls than he did.
I do agree though that he should have been first ballot. That I agree with.
Yeah.
I wasn't like pissed off that he didn't get in the first time because okay. Yeah. Even I said that first ballot probably a bit much. This year's like okay. Now we're doing something weird here. Like let's get the guy in. And I think he will get in at some point, but
yeah, he didn't. Is he still on, or do they? No, they announced he's not getting in, right?
He's not getting in.
No.
He made the final 15, but he didn't make the final cut. Yeah, we're going to find on Saturday the final cut.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a whole other hot topic around here, the Hall of Fame. So
yeah. Oh, we'll get in a second. That's on the list of things to talk about.
Yeah.
Real quick though, you're passing the Super Bowl. Obviously, like you planned it from day one. It was going to happen this year.
Yep.
Are you like what is your attitude coming to this game? Like, do you feel good about your chances against Seattle? How do you feel?
I mean, you didn't feel great going into any of these playoff games. You know what I mean? I mean, the Chargers were a good defense. The Texans were the best defense in the league, as far as I'm concerned. They had to beat Denver in Denver on the road. Granted, it was in the snow and they didn't have their quarterback, but I mean, you can't count them out now. You can't count them out, and honestly, like Vrabel's done a great job of coaching in the playoffs. Drake May has played better in these 3 playoff games than Tom Brady played in 2001. I know people don't want to acknowledge that, right. But Tom Brady didn't have some historic statistical run in the first year of the Super Bowl.
No, not at all.
Not at all. I think he threw 2 total touchdowns.
Yeah.
Something. Maybe even only one.
I think it was one.
It was one. was
I
one
think
in the
it's
Super
one.
Bowl.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they have the Snow Bowl, but I mean, let's be real. That was a fumble. They shouldn't have even won that game.
I was in a restaurant. I was in a restaurant watching that game in a restaurant.
It was crazy. But it's you know, so Drake May, you know, they want to criticize him for things around here. You know, he's going to hold the ball. He's going to do this. Well, guess what? He threw 3 touchdowns against the Chargers. He threw a touchdown in each of the other games. You know, granted, he's got some fumble problems. Yeah, but it hasn't cost them.
Right.
It has, you know, it's you know, it's the flaw in his game that he's got to work on. So I definitely give them a very, very good shot. I mean, Seattle's a good team. You know, Sam Darnold we'll see what happens. You see if he starts seeing ghosts again. You know, they're trying. But Sam Darnold had a good year too. You know,
because a lot of the rhetoric too is like the Pats not only had an easy schedule this year, which we all agree that is the case working that way. But you can't knock it against them. You play who you play. This thing,
yeah. If listen, you know, if they gotten beat the first game, then you can say, yeah, they had an easy schedule. Maybe they were frauds,
right?
But they're at the Super Bowl now, so they beat 3 solid playoff teams to get to the Super Bowl.
Now people say, well, they beat banged up Chargers, semi banged up, you know, stupid CJ Stroud all of a sudden malfunctioned, and then Denver. I get that, but it doesn't matter. They didn't set this up. This is what they were presented, and no win situation. If they win, okay, well, it was an easy win. If they lose, you should have lost that game. So whatever.
So the Seahawks, they didn't beat up San Francisco team.
Exactly.
You know, I mean,
exactly.
The 49ers are walking wounded. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
So, and you know, I forget who Seattle played the first game with in the first.
San Francisco.
No, that's right. They played San Francisco first. Then they played the Rams.
The bye week. Yeah, that bye week.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, let's say hypothetically the Pats win the Super Bowl this weekend. In about 10, 15 years, no one gives a shit about the injuries of Denver because no one's going to care about context. We only care about context in the moment because we know right now what's going on in the moment.
Exactly.
In 10 years, no one gives a fuck.
Exactly. 100%.
That's simple. So
100%.
You have any predictions on the game?
I actually think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I think it's
really?
going to be offensive. Yeah, I do.
I think the best bet.
I think it's going to be like a 31-27, something like that. I think both teams are going to have to score. So I think I do. I think so because I don't think either team is going to be able to run the ball very well. So I think they're going to have to throw, and you know, it's going to be tough it's going to be tough for the Patriots secondary. I mean, Smith-Njigba is the best receiver in the game right now.
He's sick. He's always open. He's
always open. Always open. And what Shaheed is that? Rasheen Shaheed is that it? He's a great deep threat. You know, they got a good running back in Kenneth Walker, so they got a good team. You know, they're a very good team. They won 14 games too, so obviously they don't stink either. And they played in a tough division.
The best division of football. Yeah, a division where the LA Rams won 12 games, the Niners won 12 games.
And they won 14. Yep, they left
14.
out. Yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, you have the over in this game. That's crazy. I have the under. I feel like the Pats defense is so overlooked sometimes.
Yeah, I just think it's going to be. I mean, you know, Spillane didn't practice today, so he's big. He's needed, but they've made it work without him. So I don't know. You know, what do we know? What do we really know? You know, we're fans. We're fans. You know, we're not coaches. We're just talking about it, having fun with it and stuff. You know, we don't know. They're all professionals.
We sit and pontificate all we want, but at the end of the day, we're not playing the game. They are.
100%. Like, and you don't get to play in the NFL because you stink. I don't care who is. I mean, obviously there's going to be better players than others, but everyone that is in the game can make a play.
Right. Totally agree with you on that one. So obviously, you know, not concerning the current Patriots though, but the historic Patriots, Bill Belichick last week did not get in the Hall of Fame on the first ballot.
Nope.
You had been miffed about that.
Well, Kraft didn't get in either too. They announced
I saw that
too.
I thought that'd been funny if Kraft got him before he did.
So here's my yes, of course. I mean, I'll say this as far as all of them go. I'll start with Kraft. Owners do not belong in the Hall of Fame. I don't care. You're a rich
in
billionaire in general. They don't belong in the Hall of Fame. They don't. It's a toy.
Don't tell Jerry Jones that.
It's a toy. That's a rich person's toy. A professional football team. They don't contribute on the field. It should be for people who help contribute on the field. They don't do anything but sign checks and bust balls and cut guys and stuff like that. So, I don't care about the negotiating and stuff like that. I don't mind Jerry Jones that much because he literally changed the way the league markets the game and the league creates revenue. By you can't have anything but Coca-Cola because it's the official beverage of the NFL. Well, guess what? I'm going to put Pepsi in my stadium and put a Pepsi sign up. So now I can have both revenue streams. That's how he got things started.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. Belichick obviously deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. I don't care, and honestly, I don't think that people are holding it. I don't think it's Spygate. I don't think it's anything like that holding against them. I think the league is saying, you guys don't get in, Brady gets in first. That's what I think. I think they're going to put Brady in. Because they want to say, that's the guy that made you too. That's what they're saying.
That's interesting take there.
Belichick and Kraft, you would be nothing without Tom Brady. I think that's what they're saying. Because if Brady doesn't get in on a first ballot Hall of Fame, then it's a conspiracy. He's the greatest of all time.
Well, that's the thing now I'm worried about, because if Belichick didn't get in because of X, Y, and Z, which we all agree X, Y, and Z is probably the scandals. If Kraft, for a similar reason, being attached because he's the owner by association.
Yep.
I don't think Tom Brady will suffer that same situation, but at this point, it would not shock me. And I'll tell you why, Danny. I'm sorry, some of these writers are a bunch of fucking morons.
Well, they're all morons. But look at it this way with Brady, okay? Of those three, right? Brady won without Belichick or Kraft. Went to Tampa Bay.
In his 40s, too.
In his 40s, and he won a Super Bowl. Okay? Yep. So, in theory, I believe he deserves to get in before either of those two guys. Because as much as I think Bill Belichick is the greatest coach of all time and he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, first ballot, all that, the realistic thing is Brady did a lot of that too. So I think they're waiting for Brady to get in, and then they're going to let Kraft and then Belichick in. Because you can't. Because if the Patriots win, now Kraft has won without Belichick. So that's the thing. And honestly, part of it too is like you said, the writers are dicks, and all Hall of Fame writers. I don't think writers should have anything to do with voting on this stuff. It should all be people that are part of the game. It should, owners should be able to vote. I agree with that. They should be able to vote because they do own the teams. But voting should be owners, coaches, scouts, players, people that actually study and know the game. These guys that write and think that they're coaches and stuff like that, you have no business. It's all opinion based at that point. It's all opinion based. And for these guys to just hold a grudge because a guy didn't give you a quote or a guy wasn't nice to you and stuff like that. And I always bring up case in point, Jim Rice for the Red Sox.
Right.
Main reason he didn't get in for so long is because he didn't talk to the media. He didn't give them the time of day. He didn't care. He didn't want to talk to you. He wasn't going to give you a quote. Whatever. So, yeah, it's a travesty. But I think they're all going to get in. They're all going to get in. But
I don't find Go ahead.
I'll never visit a Hall of Fame in any of pro sports. I don't think Hall of Fames should exist anyways. I mean,
really, what's your reason behind that?
Because they're athletes. They're professional athletes. They're not doctors. They're not firemen. They're not saving lives. They're entertainers. In the grand scheme of things, they're entertainers. This is a little bit of a tangent here, but what about that foster mother who's fostered 75 kids and helped them get into homes? You don't ever hear anything about that. It's like a 2-minute snippet on the evening news. You know what I mean? Whereas there'll be a full 30 for 30 on the Patriots. It's entertainment. It's just for me, just putting it in perspective, you know. And then the way that they treat the Hall of Fame like it's this like beacon of, you know, trying and all this other stuff. I mean, it's good for them. I understand that, but you know, where's the Hall of Fame for that brain surgeon that just saved your grandmother's life? You know what I mean?
I see your point there. That's very, very respectable. We're still going to debate this shit though, no matter what, because it exists, and
of course,
you know.
Oh yeah, and that's what it's for. But like Charles Barkley said it. You know, I'm not a role model. You know what I mean? You know, and that's what these guys aren't role models. They're not. They're entertainers. You know,
that's my hero, Charles Barkley. Talking about there. Love that dude. Top 2 player all time for me. Personal favorite player. Him and Magic Johnson.
Everything. He's just funny. He's just entertaining.
He's authentic.
He is like one of maybe 2 or 3 people in this world that can get away with saying whatever he wants.
You know why? Because people believe it. Because he says he believes it.
Always been like that.
Yeah,
he's never changed. That's the best part about it.
He was the same way in his playing days too. Also, he's never changed.
100%.
I love him. You know, that's why he's very authentic. So like I don't think Brady will suffer the same fate of Belichick and Kraft. He better not. I think he's up next year.
No, I don't think you. No, I think he's got 2 more years.
28 then, right? Okay, 28.
Yeah, 28. I think so. Yeah. No, like I said, I think he'll get in, but I don't think Belichick or Kraft get in until he does. And to me, that's like the league saying, that's all the voters are saying. It's always been this debate: who's more important, Brady or Belichick? Brady or Belichick? Well, they're telling Belichick Brady was more important. So
let me ask you then, Patriots fan Danny G, who was the reason behind those Super Bowls?
You know what? This is going to be the biggest like cop out answer in the world, right? The first 3 was more Belichick. The last 3 was all Brady.
Guess what? That's the correct answer. I agree with you.
The first three, because the first 3 was a young Tom Brady, you know, caught lightning in a bottle and stuff like that. And then, you know, 03 and 04, they just built these really, really, really good teams. These really, really, really well-balanced, all-around great defense, offense, special teams that, you know, that was a lot of coaching and stuff like that. They coached a lot of guys up then, you know. They had a lot of good players then. But you get into 14, you get into 16, you get into 18, those were Tom Brady. He carried that team. He made the place. He made the place. So,
because, again, Brady, first of all, Brady doesn't get anointed without Belichick's blessing.
No. I mean, that's what it is. Like, you have to give Belichick the credit for going with him. You know, you have to give him the credit for that. But you also have to give Brady the credit to knowing what to do to keep Belichick happy. So, and I just think, I just think the game is won on the field. I mean, as nice as it is to you know, have a great coach and whatnot, the players have to execute. They have to make the plays, you know. As you know, and us as fans, we're not watching. I'm not watching to see Bill Belichick sitting there in a freaking hoodie on the sideline. I'm watching to watch Tom Brady sling it. You know,
of course, yeah, without question.
I mean, he was an assassin when he. I'm sorry, when he wanted to win the game, nobody was beating him. One time that happened. It was against the Eagles in the Super Bowl. But that's
the one time I rooted for you guys in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
and you let me down.
I don't count those other 2 because your Giants whooped their ass. But
they whipped their ass, but maybe in the front line.
No, listen.
And yet those games came down to the final play, bro.
Not the first game, not the second one.
No, second one came to the final play too. Also, Gronk catching that ball late in the game. That's a win. You guys win that game.
I thought it was you guys won by 11.
No, 21-17. No, 21-17.
Oh, all right. Well, the first
Giants
one.
never won. The only Super Bowl the Giants ever won in a blowout was the one against the Broncos in '86. That's it.
Oh, all right. Yeah. That's weird.
I don't
remember
came to final play. Yeah.
I don't remember that.
That was close games. No, those close games.
But I remember watching those games and them getting destroyed. Like,
it felt that way because the fucking front line was up in Brady's face all day.
God.
You know.
Oh yeah. It was nuts.
That was fun time.
Whatever. But against the Eagles, like that fumble that ended the game, that was. I felt so bad for Brady.
So bad because
he threw for 500 yards.
It was probably Brady's best game. That's probably his best game of his career.
Oh, unbelievable!
And
yet
they
lost.
There's an argument also too that was it that one? It was that one. Boston Jack's on the show last week. He's a longtime Pats fan also too, and we were doing shows even back then in real time. Yeah, and he to this day is miffed at Belichick for that Super Bowl because he blames Belichick. Bingo. He said in real time. He said that motherfucker left one on the table.
There's a rumor about why Malcolm Butler didn't play in this area. I that's off the air. I'll tell you what the scuttlebutt is around here, but we can't have.
Oh, your things we can't say publicly.
I can't say. I can't.
Okay,
say
well, I'll ask it after the show.
It's scuttlebutt that I've heard from people inside the organization that have worked there. But I can't. And I'm not an insider. Don't take it that way. I just
no.
I live a half an hour from the stadium, so I know people that work there. Right. But there's a rumor. There's a pretty good rumor, but that's off the record.
Okay, I'll ask you later on. Sorry, kids who listen to the podcast. You ain't gonna hear it here. So
yeah.
Your Celtics, very impressive.
Yeah, not bad.
No problem.
Yeah,
they have the game on right now. You still have the game on in the background?
No, I couldn't because I had to use the computer downstairs. I couldn't do it upstairs, but they're actually winning by 7 at halftime against Houston right now with no Brown or Hauser tonight. So
that's in Houston, right?
Yeah. What a job by Joe Mazzulla.
I already said he's coach of the year candidate.
What a job, Jaylen Brown. To me, Jaylen Brown's the MVP.
He's definitely top three. He's definitely top three for me.
He's definitely top three. He's first team All NBA right now, hands down. Yeah. But Mazzulla has done such a good job of getting the most out of some of these guys.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Neemias Queta, Luka Garza. I think he was 5 for 5 from 3 last night. Josh Bino has been good. Hauser's game has stepped up. Peyton Pritchard's game has stepped up under Mazzulla. Braley Shireman has taken a step forward in his second year this year. Jordan Walsh has taken a step forward in his third year, and they're all just the role players, And I love the trade that Steve has just made. Simon Vucevic. I think that is
Vucevic.
Yeah, Vucevic is Vucevic, right?
Vucevic, yeah.
Vucevic, yeah. I think that's an excellent trade.
It fills a need. You guys need something in the middle.
Yeah, yeah. And Simons can't play. I mean, I hate to say that these guys can't do things because they could. I could never in a million years do it. But like Simons just didn't play defense. He can't play any defense. And in the East, you got to have some size because New York's going to be tough. New York's going to be a tough beat this year. And I was just. I
don't know if that tough this year. To be honest with you,
I was in Michigan visiting my son, and I went to the Pistons game on Sunday night against the Nets. Oh my God! Okay. They absolutely destroyed them. It was like they were up by 60 at one point.
Oh yeah, the Pistons, right? Yeah,
yeah, the Pistons. Yeah, the Pistons are good. They're good.
Number one seed right now in the East. No, no. I remember you and I doing a podcast. It was 3 years ago. My Heat beat you guys in 7 games, and we were questioning Mazzulla. And you said, okay, well, Mazzulla, he saved his job by getting back in the series, but he's probably going to on borrowed time next year. Hot seat. And now we sit here 2 years later, and now this dude is now coach of the year candidate.
And just got a 6-year contract extension.
And he deserves it. He deserves it.
Absolutely. No, he's a different guy. He's a different guy. He gets a lot of gruff around here because he got Belichickian with the media right away. Right away. And it's hilarious because he gets so snippy with him, and he doesn't take any shit from him. And I love it. I told you about what he did with the press. They have like a scrimmage game every year. What he did?
No.
So every year they like the beat reporters and the guys that cover the team, they usually have like a scrimmage basketball game, and then the coaches of the Celtics will referee and would coach the teams, right? So this year instead, what he did was he said, okay, you guys aren't playing each other, you're playing us. So they did the coaches against the press, against the reporters, and they absolutely destroyed them. Like I guess they pressed him the whole time. They did they played like legit defense against him, and so they beat him like 15-0. And that was Missoula saying, "You guys are always so critical of me and everything. Let's see if you guys can do it." So it was funny.
No, he's really growing on me. Like watching him grow with a title.
Still a young guy. I think he's 36.
Very young. Yeah,
I think he's 36 years old.
He's still a baby. Still a baby.
Yeah.
Yep. And I'm glad Boston and the front office allowed him to, let him grow in this job. And he has. Yep. He's definitely coaching a candidate. I don't know if I'll give it to him wholeheartedly, but because there's a lot of good other jobs right now that are really good, but he's up there. Like JB too also. Jalen Brown is really surprised me.
At the very least, he's a first-team All-NBA guy this year.
Oh, no question. No question.
Yep.
No question. I
100%.
mean, this team, and now, you make that trade now with Simons and Vucevic. My thing is, is Tatum coming back now? Because you make that move if you don't make that move. Like, Simon is a great young wing player to have for Tatum until he returns.
Yeah.
But if you're trading him now,
does
that mean that Tatum's on the way back?
It's all year long they were saying, early March Tatum was going to come back.
Right.
Then there was just a report last week that Tatum was saying he might sit out the year. Right.
Right.
But I don't know. I think he's going to come back. He's been around all year. He's been on the bench all year. It's not like he's been away from the team. So I think I do think he comes back. Obviously, I think if he comes back, it'll be in limited minutes, But if they think they can make a run and he's healthy, why not?
It's a weak East. Well, when I say weak, I mean it's an Eastern Conference that's still, in my opinion, winnable.
Yeah. No, it is. It definitely is. I mean, I don't care.
But I am still skeptical about bringing him back from that kind of injury and put him at risk. I mean, I would rather him personally take the whole year off than just come back fully healthy.
From what they said, I've listened to on the radio, what they've talked about is the reason is because he went from Madison Square Garden straight to the hospital and they operated that night.
Yeah, I remember that. Yep.
So they said that's why they said they were able to. They said that actually speeds up the recovery because they were able to repair it, and I guess it wasn't as severe as they thought, so they were able to get it. But you're right, still. I mean, either way, I mean, whatever, just do whatever's best for the player at this point. The team is still having a solid year. If he comes back, honestly, if he were to come back, even if he just comes off the bench, gives you 15, 20 minutes a game, something like that. Don't have him push it.
Can Boston win the East with Tatum in the lineup right now? I say yes. New York is not infallible.
With a healthy Tatum, they definitely could.
Detroit is very good, but I'm not going to sit and say they're unbeatable.
No,
and after that, I mean, the only team I'm really looking at right now is Cleveland. Just had Harden.
They just traded for the coach killer and the team killer.
Agreed, but if you can, this is their all-in, move here to win this year. I don't even think they're going to extend. I don't think they're going to extend. I don't think they're even going to extend Harden.
Who gets the ball, Mitchell or Harden?
Mitchell.
Oh, no word of a lie, hands down. I love Donovan Mitchell. He's a great player.
Me too. Yeah, I don't think. I think Harden knows he's still a good player, but I think Harden knows that he's not even in the top 2 pecking order right now. He's probably number 3 at best. You got Evan Mobley there still too, also.
Yeah, that's true. They're a good team. So they're struggling though, but maybe they're just pacing it.
They play better now. They've been playing better recently.
Yeah.
But again, but my point is the East is
wide open,
doable. It's wide open.
Yep.
So I'm just saying, but I'm still weird about the Tatum thing. I don't want him to hurt himself again.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah, so we'll see what happens. The one thing I do is I trust Brad Stevens and I trust Missoula.
President Brad Stevens.
President Brad Stevens.
He's great job. He's really turned things around.
I hope he never leaves. I hope he never leaves, but he's not an old guy either.
He's very young. He's like mid-40s.
I think he's like 45.
Yeah, he's my age.
But he says he's a Bostonian. Someone asked him about that once, and he goes, "I'm a Bostonian now." He said, "I've lived here, almost 15 years now."
Yeah, he came there. He coached the team, 2012? Well, 2012, 13, whatever it was.
Yeah, yep.
After Doc, right? He was after Doc, so 13.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
Did you watch Rumble?
oh yeah, I ended up watching Rumble. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
So you do have ESPN Unlimited?
Oh God, yeah. I have cable. I have cable, so I get it for free.
That's true. Fuck. I don't have cable yet.
I
I have ESPN, but I don't have the.
Can I tell you something?
Unlimited.
Everyone laughed at me because I kept cable. I get everything. I go somewhere, I get Nesson 360. So when I want to watch the Red Sox, when I'm visiting my son in Michigan, I can watch him on Nesson 360. I get ESPN Unlimited. I get everything. And we pay our cable bill and that's it. Now I have the streaming apps too, but I think they're going to eventually push everybody back towards the cable box and the cable box is where you're going to stream everything from too.
So your bill's probably about $300 easy
for cable.
Combined with streaming.
Oh, okay. So with cable, internet, streaming, yeah, we're probably at about 300.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, because I have them all. We have them all.
I can't. No. This is the thing. I don't need cable TV.
I mean, yeah,
because I have the services which I use all the time. I have the Peacocks. I have the the HBO Max and all that stuff. The problem with ESPN for me is that the only reason I need unlimited is strictly for the PLEs. That is it. So if I'm getting the unlimited, I'm literally paying $3 a month for a PLE.
I think honestly, I don't think that unlimited app's going to last. To be honest with you, I think eventually you're going to see the PLEs all on regular ESPN.
Good.
I do.
Like I'm boycotting. I'm sorry. I'm boycotting it.
So yeah. So yes, but I did watch the Rumble and I enjoyed it.
Biggest takeaway for you.
Biggest takeaway from the Rumble. Obafemi is going to be a beast. That was one.
Yes, he is.
Obafemi, that's a good one. I was happy to see what happened to Braun Breaker because I'm not a Braun Breaker fan at all.
You still not a Braun Breaker fan?
No. I loved how McIntyre eliminated Cody. I thought that was fantastic.
By the way,
I thought that was great.
Are you liking this Drew heel run title?
Oh God, yeah! I think it's fantastic.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
I'm a big Drew guy, so
fantastic. I love it. The thing that drives me nuts about wrestling, and it is. You see it on is all the crazy fans in the dirt sheets, like, oh my God, they keep burying Drew. They keep burying Drew. It doesn't matter. You can lose 20 matches for 20 years straight. And if the crowd's still behind you, eventually you're going to get the title again. I hope he keeps it for a while. I really do. But I don't think he will because I know he's got a movie coming up that they signed on for.
Does he really?
Yeah, it's right after WrestleMania. It's a big movie too. He's got a good role in it. I don't remember off the top of my head, but it's a big movie.
I told Rob yesterday on the podcast that I hope that. Because I think we're gonna get Cody and Drew at Mania for the other title match. What I hope is if they go that route, that Cody does not go over just yet.
I think
let him hold that.
I also read that they may put Jacob Fatu in there as a triple threat.
Ooh,
because the triple threat was very well received last year for that main event. Punk
for the ladies,
Rollins,
right?
In Reigns.
Oh, yeah. Other one. There was two of them actually.
Yeah.
So yeah,
there was two. Yeah. So that's good. But I want him to hold the belt for a while because I think he's a good champion. I think he's a great champion, and they had him destroy Sami Zayn, which was great because a lot of people thought Sami was going to win.
Really?
Yes.
No.
A lot of people thought being in Saudi Arabia is this. I think there's some real smoke behind Sami Zayn getting a run one of these days. He's not as popular around here, but internationally, he's very popular.
No, and I do think there's something to be said about maybe taking a shot in the arm on him one day. I'm okay with it too. Also, at some point, he's not a guy like you use him in the same way Jey Uso was used last year. He gets a couple months in the belt and then he loses it.
Yep.
He doesn't need a long run.
Yep.
Let's give him like a reward. Thank you. Good job.
Let me ask you this: can you think of a time in WWE where there's been so many guys you could plug and play into the main event scene, the men and the women, there are so many guys that you can put in that any point, like, you got, look on Raw, like, you've got Punk as a champion, you got Roman there now, but you can throw LA Knight in a feud with one of those guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you can put Sami Zayn in a feud or Kevin Owens when he comes back in a feud with one of those guys anytime. You know, you got Jacob Fatu, you got Cody on one side, you got Drew McIntyre. You know, you got Oba coming in.
You'll get Seth coming back at some point.
Trick Williams, yeah, you got Seth. Seth's going to have something to do with Punk and Reigns at WrestleMania. Something's going to happen there. Yep, something's going to happen there.
We have right now in WWE a embarrassment of riches. We do.
We really do. We really do. And it instead of, you know, the crazy IWC, you know, realizing that it's always somebody loses and they're being buried. You know, like look at the Miz. He did not win a match in 2025. Did you know that?
I'm not surprised.
No, but you know what? He still gets a huge pop every time he comes out.
He's still important.
Of course he is. He's, you know, 22 years in the mid card. He's a multi-millionaire. What the hell is wrong with that? You know?
Exactly. And still popular and still relevant.
Yep, 100%.
He's going to be Hall of Famer. And you can use him in vignettes. You can use him in any other spot. No, I'm with you on that. No, my thing with Obafemi is he doesn't need to be you don't need to put the rocket ship on him just yet. You can just let him dominate the mid card for next year.
Yeah.
The same way they did with Gunther when he came up the main roster.
Yep.
There's another one. Won the IC title. Yep. He held the IC title for what, two years?
Yep.
You know, straight. Let Oba dominate the mid card for a good year and a half, and then by 2027, 28, when Roman's fading, when who knows what Seth's doing at that point now. Yeah. Punk might be fading also. You know, that's when you elevate Oba.
Yeah. Yep.
No need to rush him.
Nope. No, not at all. He's young. You know, take your time with him.
Yeah. No need to rush him.
Trick Williams, too. I'm a big Trick guy.
I watched him for the first time actually on the main event a couple weeks ago. I was impressed. I was like, wow.
Yep. No,
this kid's good.
Trick is good. Duke actually told me this from the beginning. He's like with Trick and Mello, he's like, Trick's going to have a better main roster career than Mello will because he's bigger. He looks more the part. And I like Carmelo Hayes too. I think he's fantastic.
Right.
But Carmelo Hayes is another guy. He could very well be in the mid card for 25 years going forward and make millions of dollars doing it.
And I keep telling wrestling fans still all this too also, like there's nothing wrong with being the mid card. You need to have a strong mid card.
Of course.
It's imperative.
And the thing is, like, they all think that these guys, the problem is it's the guys that don't accept that are the guys like Ricochet, who then leave and go to AEW and become the biggest tool bags on the internet.
But I'll be honest with you, though. I haven't really watched him in detail on AEW, but what he's doing in AEW is actually better than what he's doing in WWE, though. There was a case that Vince in 2020, 2021, or in 2019 was kind of burying him a little bit too also. So I can see the frustration to some degree there. I think if he had stayed the course with Hunter another year or so, maybe he would have gotten, the right creative under Hunter. Vince did not use him well in 2019, mainly because he can't talk.
Yeah, no, Vince.
He can't talk.
In fairness, Vince didn't use a lot of people well the last few years. So, for all the people who say they miss Vince McMahon, I don't miss Vince anymore. The last 6 or 7 years of his, it was like he was just fooling around. He had the one or two good things that you could run with, and then that was it. Everything else stunk. No,
there are some things of Vince I miss, and it's mostly on the business end, not on the creative end.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
The costs for all this stuff, Vince is a lot more cognizant in keeping things affordable for families. TKO don't give a fuck.
No, they don't. No, I agree. But but believe me, Vince was making his money too. You know what I mean?
Question.
They were still. Granted, $40,000 for a ticket for WrestleMania, you're out of your mind.
Yeah.
So no, but you're right. I hear what you're saying.
And you're okay with that. Roman Punk. I initially when I saw the option, I was like, okay, well, do we really want to see that? And then I thought about it. I was like, wait a second, there's a story to be told there.
Oh, there is. And they started it the other night. That was a great end to the show.
Yeah.
Great end to the show.
And then you can use a lot of the stuff from 2014 when Punk left the company and,
and then they can add Rollins back in because, there's still, there's a lot that can be done there.
Yeah. There's a story to be told there. The women, I like to live in one, actually. I like it.
Yeah, no, I do. I think she's kind of like Miss Royal Rumble. If you think about it, the last like 3 or 4 years, she's lasted a lot,
Really?
She's
Yeah.
good. Oh yeah, I think 2 or 3 years, 2 years in a row, she lasted over an hour. So I'm glad she won. I like Liv as champ. I think she's a good champ. I think she's a good champ.
I'm a little concerned about Bianca though. She's been gone almost a year.
Yeah, since WrestleMania, yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Was it WrestleMania or SummerSlam?
WrestleMania.
The finger, right? It was her finger.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I heard it was really bad.
Yeah.
Like to the point where they almost had to amputate.
Fuck, really?
It was that bad. Yeah, it was a really, really bad, really strange like injury. So, but she'll be back. She's not going anywhere.
And that's the thing about people like Bianca and Seth is that a lot of wrestlers get worried about losing her spot, but Bianca will not lose her spot. She's just too good.
She comes back, she's right back where she was.
Yeah. Same with Seth. You'll lose your spot.
I'm just waiting for my girl Chelsea to get her shot. So,
ooh, that's a question. So, have you watched Unreal yet?
No, but I know what you're going to ask me about Michael Hayes, right?
What are your thoughts on that?
I think that's a plant. That's a work. That's a work.
Do you? But he has a point though.
He does, but they just signed her to a 5-year contract.
Right, correct. I mean?
So, and she's also on record as saying her goal was to be the Miz. She's like, I want to be.
I was just going to say that. I was going to say that. I was like, not even knowing that part. Yeah. Like to me, when I see her, it's like she's the Miz, the female.
Yeah, but no, she's on record as saying that. Like I saw an interview when she talks about it. She's like, I want to be the Miz. She's like, look at him. He's been here for 20 years. He's always on TV. He's always in a good spot. She goes, that's what I want to be. Now, I think they're going to have her win Money in the Bank this year. Because I think that's what they're going to do. She's the one thing you notice about WWE, right? If you come to work and you do your job and you do what you're asked of you and you don't complain publicly and you just be a good employee, you will get rewarded in different ways.
Yeah.
Look at Maxine. Look at all the crap she went through because people said she was a bad wrestler and all that other stuff. But you know what? She didn't get discouraged. She went for training. She worked her ass off and she worked hard. Guess what? She got rewarded with the Intercontinental title. She gets rewarded by going to the sporting events and being like a host and stuff like that. If you just do your job, they're going to do right by you in some way, shape, or form.
No, she, like, her character, it kind of also locks her into that, okay, she's that silly character that's, don't take her seriously. But I could see a scenario, and I told Rob this, I think, last week on the show. I could see a scenario where, could you put a belt on her for like 2 months, 3 months? Yeah, why not? Oh, can't hear you. I think you knocked her up. There you go.
Can you hear me now?
There you go.
No.
Now I can hear you.
Now you
I can hear you. Yeah. No, I can't hear anymore. Hold on. Let me pause. I'm gonna pause real quick. All right, sorry about that. We had a little technical issues on your end. So, yeah, I can see Chelsea definitely.
Now I can't hear you.
Give her a 2 month. Give her a 2 month run the title one at some point this year or next year. I'm okay with that. How's that? That better? Let's see here now. So yeah, I can see you take a shot on Chelsea for a month or two. Wouldn't hurt.
Yeah, absolutely.
Win a title.
But I mean, the thing is, I could also see that that goofy role that she does eventually turn into a serious role.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where she says that Chelsea is gone or whatever. I'm the hot mess again or something like that.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
We'll but she already said she doesn't want to ever bring that character back. Like she's a different version of that character, but she's not going to bring that crazy, character back.
I love her. I every time I see her in the ring, I'm always like excited to watch her. Like, she's just great. She's what makes sports entertainment great.
Yep, 100%. 100%.
Yeah. So, all right. One more thing gets out of here. One more thing. We always talk about your health.
Yeah.
How's things going that front for you?
Not bad. Not bad. I mean, I lost a lot of weight a couple of years ago. You know, I went from
I remember that
270 pounds down to like 211. You know, I kind of hovered around the 215 area for a long time. I put about 12 pounds back on over the past year and a half or so. So I'm back on. I started the whole GLP-1 thing a couple of weeks ago.
What is that GLP-1?
It's kind of hard to describe. It's a weekly shot, right? It's a weekly dose. What it does is it eliminates the noise. It eliminates the food noise. You don't just eat because you're bored. You know what I mean? You don't.
Yeah.
I don't have like crazy cravings stuff like that. Now look. Oh, what it is? You know, I eat because I have to, not because I want to now. You know what I mean? It's like so. But I was worried that I was going to take away like my love for food. It really hasn't. Like I was at my son in Michigan on the weekend, and I went and I got all the stuff I like about there, you know. But what it does too is like I notice that after I eat now, if I eat like I have like a protein shake or something for breakfast, I'm full for longer than I used to be. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. So it's good. You know, so I'm kind of, you know, like I said, I put some down. I'm down to about 228 right now, which is pretty good. You know, I want to get down to like, I say 195. That's going to be realistically hard, but I wouldn't mind getting down to like, you know, 210 again or 205. I'm a big guy. I'm 6'2", so I can, you know, people tell me when I was down to like 210, people would tell me I was too skinny. And I'm like,
right.
Do you look at me? I'm not skinny. There's nothing skinny about me. So, but it's good. So it's helpful, you know, but the thing is I can't stay on this forever. You know what I mean? Once I get down to a good weight, I got to come off of it. So you just gotta establish, you got to keep the good habits. That's all.
Yeah.
You have to, the thing with this is you have to do the work too. I can't just do the shot, but then decide I'm going to have Dunkin' Donuts for breakfast, McDonald's for lunch, and, you know, Taco Bell for dinner. You know, you still got to watch what you eat. You still got to take care of yourself too.
That shit's hard, man. I don't really eat that stuff normally, but this morning I did have Dunkin' Donuts for the first time in a long time.
Yeah. I'll tell you what I did have.
I felt bad after. I felt bad after eating because fuck, why did I eat this shit today?
I know, but like when I was out at my son's this weekend, like we don't have Arby's around here, so I went and got myself a couple of beef and cheddars. You know what I mean? So I did that and stuff. But even like then, like you know, like we went out for lunch and I got like a wrap and some fries. And before I would have like an appetizer, wrap, fries. Now I eat like half the wrap, half the fries. You know, so it's helping me control my appetite, which is good.
What I'm learning now too, also for myself, is balance is important. Like
that's the hardest part.
You're going to eat bad things sometimes. It's okay. Yep. Just don't go over the hill. Don't just go full tilt. Don't eat. You know, if you have a soda, have a soda. Fine. Don't have 3 and 4.
Exactly. You're right. Don't have 3-4 cans of Coke a day. But if you want to have some Coke with your dinner, that's fine. You know, or balance it out. You know what I mean? If you want to have like a nice bacon cheeseburger or something, do that. But maybe skip the fries or something like that.
Right.
Or
make adjustments here and there. Right. Yeah.
Make adjustments here or there. You know, or maybe get sweet potato fries or something like that. You know, that time. You know, and so that's the thing. So
because I found myself when I was getting strict 2 years ago, I would get frustrated, and then I would go full back to the shit again and give into all the stuff. I don't want to do that. So I'm at a point now. I'm just being realistic with what my expectations are to doing this stuff. You know, like I do fast every day, which helps. Fasting helps a lot for me because it limits the amount of money stuff I'm going to put in my system. Yep. But I do need to clean up the eating though. In my hours, I do eat. The good thing too, also for me, I do work out a lot though.
That's good.
That I will say. I walk every day.
I don't work out at all. Although it's funny because I do pay for DDP yoga, and it's actually really good. It's actually really good.
Why don't you do it then?
Because I'm lazy. Because I'm lazy and I get tired and stuff. So, you know.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
It's funny because when I was in the food service industry and I was on my feet for 10 hours a day on average, I could come home and still do stuff.
Yeah.
Now that I'm in sales and I'm sitting in front of 3 and 4 screens sometimes, and I'm on the phone all the time, and I'm checking my text messages, stuff like that from customers and stuff. I come home and my brain is mentally fried. Like I don't want to do anything.
I don't blame you.
So,
I don't blame you. Blame you. A lot.
Fun
I feel like most of it's mental too.
It is mental. It's all mental. It's all in your head. When I'm focused, I'm focused, and I do really, really well. When I'm not focused, I'm not focused, and I just.
But I do the basics. I walk 2 miles a day.
That's good.
By hook, by crook. I make sure I get my steps in. I make sure I do that. I try to work out, do weights, and I do planks and plyometrics. I try to stay. I'm not as consistent as I should be, but I'm trying. I'm doing enough to at least keep.
Something is better than nothing. My wife always says that. Something's better than nothing.
So I'm trying to stay on top of all that shit.
I hear you.
So, and hopefully you'll get there, brother. Hopefully you'll get there. And
hey, we can support each other too. You can always
absolutely.
Absolutely. And Rob on board too if he needs to. So.
Yeah, definitely. All right, brother. Anything you want to plug before we get out of here?
No, nobody wants to hear from me. Just whatever.
Wicked smart.
Wicked smart. That's what I am from the good old area, from good old Rhode Island.
Yeah.
My accent halfway between New York and Boston. So
yeah,
I'll take it. Go Pats. That's all I'm saying. This Super Bowl would be very, very gratifying if they win. But you know what? If not, the future is bright. They're gonna get players to come here again and stuff. So it's gonna be fun.
Imagine being a Dolphin fan and a Jet fan. The Pats probably are crushed for 5-6 years.
I can't. I feel so bad for Dolphins. No, I'm sorry. I hate the Dolphins. I don't feel bad for them.
Right.
I feel bad for the New York Jets because I thought the Jets would definitely be better. I really did. And boy, they did not play well.
No, they're bad. They're really bad. Yeah. So good luck to you boys this weekend, man.
It's good. Take it slow, EJ.
I will definitely. Good job as always, brother.
Thank you, sir. Great coming back.
You got it.
Anytime.
You got it.